to make a pronouncement. So everybody will have to be careful. You give somebody an umbrella, the next day he defects. EFCC will come, he said, no, let me join them, so EFCC will not be against. You carry the vote of another party, and you join another party. Can you transfer vote? You work hard for somebody to win the election. Tomorrow the person say, no, I have defect. If you are defecting, leave the seat. If you know it is easy.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Nigeria, Africa, and the rest of the world, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Priye Frederick, and we are live on City Reports. We are looking at retrospects, events that has happened throughout the year 2023, from politics, education, health, name them, entertainment, whatever way you can look at it. We are looking at 365 days that makes the year 2023. How remarkable this year has been. Like I said, my name is Priye Frederick, and I have two great gentlemen joining me. Henry Amos Daniel is a journalist and a broadcaster, joining me all the way from Bowen FM in Osun State. Henry, good to have you. Say hi.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Okay, I'll give you the time to do your intro. I also have, okay, sorry for that. I also have Mr. Chabanya Kantiok Samson. Hope I did not murder your surname, but Mr. Chabanya,
no, you're right.
Mr. Chabanya is a freelance journalist all the way from Kaduna. He's based in Kaduna, and also a media enthusiast. Chabanya, good to have you. You're looking good.
Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to this wonderful discussion this morning.
Okay, for our tuning viewers all around the world, we welcome you to the 2023 edition of City Report Retrospect, as we take a look at the political situation that happened this year. 2023 was a very remarkable year for Nigerians. They went out to cast their votes. And I remember talking to you, Chabanya, in 2022. You said you're not going to say much, but there was going to be a lot of surprises in the 2023 election. How was it for you?
Yes. 2023 election, as it were, as I said before the election, it's going to pull a lot of surprise. And here it is. I'm looking at the Labour Party, though the presidential candidate did not make it to the Aso Rock. But looking at those who contest via the Labour Party, just like a magic, it came, and they are now on seat using the platform of the Labour Party, which Peter Obi has set. And now, here they are, sitting on the throne.
Okay, so in other words, you're saying it was a good one for Labour Party, even though their presidential candidate did not make it to Aso Rock.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
If you look at
okay, go on.
Hello.
Go on.
If you look at this, what's his name? In FCT, the senatorial, this man from FCT, yes, from PDP. The name is skipped my memory.
Okay.
He couldn't expect it when the candidate of the Labour Party, a woman for that matter, pulled him down after 20 years in that seat. Wow. So it came as what surprise to him.
Then looking at the presidential election too, but I'll come back to you on that. Let me have Henry give us his intro. Henry, how was it like for you, 2023 general election?
Well, it was fun. It was great. I'll say that it has taught us a lot of things. This election showed us that Nigeria is still in that process of growth, and then we saw it force. We've been talking about the third force, and the Labour Party proved to us that yes, a third force can come in and really shake up things a little bit. Although most of the obedience did not see the third position coming, but then we say that this election has proved that Nigeria can work on what we've done. and see better things in 2027 and beyond. I think I'll give although people have machine and neck from left, right, and center, I will say that if we can work on what we see right now, Nigeria can actually get there, because we did not see that happened in the United States of America, where we go and we are matured. Nigeria is actually matured right now. As of 2023, we have one of the best elections that we've ever conducted, and it might not be fair, but it really showed us, because the numbers, numbers will tell you that yes, there's a fact. Something is coming in 2027. Something will come after 2027. Nigeria can still work on what they've done. I mean, it's beautiful. The prophet of doom that said Nigeria will be so years, so day, it didn't come to pass. And I think we can do better. That's what I can say.
Thank you very much, Henry. But I don't know if I'm the one getting it here, but it seems your network is a bit not too strong, because you're almost cracking. I don't know if Chabanya observed that too.
Yeah.
His network was a bit cracking. So, like Henry said, a lot happened, and 2027 seems to be like it's going to be a very tough one for our politicians. But looking at the outcome of the election, Chabanya, do you think Nigerians will be willing to come out to vote in 2027? Did the election go the way the people expected?
Come 2027, people still come out to vote. But coming out to vote, they are not coming out with one mind to vote because of what happened. Now we're having different cases in the tribunal, here and there contesting the outcome of the election. Some are still in the Supreme Court, whereby people come out to vote, they voted, they know who they voted, but then at the end of the day, you're having a different result from the mandate of the people. This will continue happening if the INEC did not put did not follow the right channels in organizing a free and fair election in Nigeria. People still have this doubt in the system come 2027.
Wow, people still have this doubt in them come 2027. I don't know if Henry Amos is still with us.
Yeah, I'm still with you. I'm trying to sort out.
Trying to sort if you can get a good network, right?
No, I'm using the Wi-Fi, so I'm back.
Okay, so just like Chabanya said, most of the cases, he said people voted for people, and the tribunals are now on turning those results and other stuff. The judiciary is part of our democracy, whether we like it or not. It's part of the process.
Yeah.
So is it that the judiciary came out to say, because there was a time we heard of all eyes on the judiciary, and they came and said they will not give in to blackmail, that they are not going to give public opinion, but rather they will follow the law. So far, the judgment that we can see so far, will you say the judiciary is up to the task? Are they standing by the law, or they are looking the other way?
I think I'm not a learned colleague. I'm not learned in law, and I don't want to have contempt of court. So what I would say is that
we are looking at the cases that they've delivered already, not the ones in court right now.
I understand. It's still, I think I will hold our judiciary in high esteem. They've done their part. We've not had any case of any judge being caught that, okay, you collected money so that this will happen. All the reports we are having are purported. Nobody has come to confirm that so judge did this or did that. So I would say that yes, I'll give them the element of that. I'll say yes, they've done well. Well, quite some of the judgment, like that of Plateau State governor, former governor, going back to the Senate, I don't know, it might not be so correct, but look, it's the judiciary, and one thing I love the judiciary for is that there's this technical aspect that they can use to offset a very fundamental case. They will just use maybe the technicality, you did not do this when you were applying for the case, and then boom, the case just goes. So you can't rule that out. Nigerians were always very, we always find ways to get things done for ourselves. So, I mean, for me, the judiciary has done their own part. It is one of the centerpiece of our democracy in Nigeria. And in every democracy, you need the judiciary. And I mean, the judiciary has delivered. Good and fine.
Judiciary is part of the system, just like you said. And you raised issue on the plateau, which I don't know if we can really dive into. Maybe I'll just get Chabanya's perspective on the plateau issue. Chabanya, we saw the presidential panel, even the Supreme Court struck out all the cases that came against the current president and the vice president. That is a party affair. Yeah. So a lot of politicians, political players are saying that why is the judgment that is coming from the appeal court and the tribunal different from what the Supreme Court has already given? So that's the argument. Why should APC be the one interfering in PDP's affair? Then don't forget, let's look at it this way. Is it because it's a party affair, so politicians should not keep to the rules and play the ball the way they like?
Yeah. If you look at it very well, issue of tribunal, appeal court to Supreme Court. When you have issues like this, there are channels that you follow in presenting your case. There are channels that you follow in checking for documents that are necessary for you to tender in court. So if you don't follow those channels, there are tendencies where, yes, you're saying this as green, but the court will tell you that it is blue because you didn't follow the right channels in getting those documents. Signed, stamped by those people that you get the document from. We have politicians who go through the window to get some document that are, yes, they are correct. They are correct. But when you don't get them from right channels, from this office to this office, you may end up crying and saying, yes, your right has been tampered with. Going to the Supreme Court is the final court in Nigeria. So if Supreme Court don't just give verdict, they check all the document presented. They scrutinize it very well to make sure that what they are trying to say is the right thing. So when Supreme Court give their verdict, that is what is on ground. We don't have right to say this is what it is, because those people presenting those documents might have followed the wrong channel in getting the document.
That's striking, because Henry is still on the 2023 general election, especially the presidential election. Or maybe let's just look at it generally. The cases are in the Supreme Court and all the rest of you. Now, looking at going forward from here, how will you score INEC in the 2023 general election? Because a lot of people put the blame on INEC, that if INEC had done the right thing, this will not be in court. Or do you see like it's just the Nigerian thing that I must try to the last option before even if the Supreme Court give their judgment, a lot of politicians will still don't accept. It's just that they can't go to remove the person forcefully.
Let me take you down around. Just bring you closer to the Kogi State election. What's his name? Tinubu just said he wouldn't go court, and he made his reasons known. Nigerians, let's become ourselves. Nigerians are people who will never give up. We don't give up. Even when we're seeing the things like that, I won't get this thing. No. I will try my options to the end. Sometimes because of the party and so on and so forth. Good and fine. Good and fine. Now, The issue with taking a case to the judiciary is having your evidence. Most of these people, okay, like the Labour Party case, the ratio of 25% in in Abuja, it now brought lawyers, constitutional people coming to interpret the whole. Are like that. We are just like that. So we must take it to court to make it fun, to get our own hearing from the court, so that it doesn't look like I'm weak. I did not do it in the party. You don't expect people to say, okay, they've won, take it. It's more like killing of people, telling all the supporters that have come out to vote for it. I don't have the strength to fight these people. So that's basically the whole thing. Nigerians, they're like that, and it's good. Like we said earlier, we established that the judiciary is a critical system of democracy. We need judiciary. So if they don't go to court, how do you expect the judiciary to really uphold its own self, to say that, yes, I'm really part of, you understand? So everybody will have grievances. Beautiful. And to be frank, I love the fact that the judiciary is stepping up. Before we tell ourselves that, okay, Kenya has one of the judiciary in Africa, they will do like they take their cases within before the inauguration of the president. And this time around, seriously, let's be frank with ourselves. The Nigerian judiciary has done well. Almost all the cases that I know have already been settled. You understand? And everybody is going on his normal business. That's why we are having Lalong being sworn in just some few days to the end of the year. It's just 6 months. So these people will have the dividends of democracy. If truly this is the person they voted, because we are saying that the judiciary is taking back stolen mandates, giving back stolen mandates to people. So I mean, it is in everybody's purview. It is your right. Go to court, exhaust all the options, and if the option does not work for you, please go back and re-strategize. So that's my advice for all the parties. If you feel like go back and strategize.
I think that's the much we can take on the 2023 general election, so we can dive into other aspects of the politics in 2023. Now, I'll be going to Mr. Chabanya Kantiok. Looking at we have a new government, whether we like it or not. There's a president on seat, and he came in with the mattress of renew hope. On the 29th of May, he said subsidy is gone. And since then, I don't want to use the word, the country has been, is it balablu that a lot of people we call it? So seriously speaking, what can you say about the policy of this government? So far, it's like 7 months in office.
This is I don't know how to put it. But removing subsidy, at the end of the day, your people are suffering. It's like carrying from the previous government. I don't removing subsidy, you're adding more hardship to the people. Though it's a good concept, but we are yet, after 7 months, we're yet to see the impact of the removal of the fuel subsidy. You said that the state government will have 25,000 increment in their salary for 6 months. The federal will have 35,000 increment in their salary from the coffers of the removal of fuel subsidy. But nothing is happening. Someone said he's going to resign his job. He's going to get a gun and go to the street because the hardship is more than what we had from the previous government. If this will continue like this without any impact, then we should just return back the fuel subsidy. Someone said, yes, when we had this fuel subsidy, some big shots are the ones enjoying the fuel subsidy. But still, the citizens are still, they are okay with it. They are okay. Removing it now Imagine going to the filling station to buy a liter of petrol for some places 670, some places 700. A liter. How much is a bottle of a mineral? So all these things are not just okay. The government need to go back to their drawing board. Look at this thing critically. Are we working for our masses or we are working for ourselves? So these things need to be looked at again, over and over.
Okay,
We need to do something.
it's obvious you raised two critical issues there. You said one, removing subsidy is bringing out shit to the people, but I don't which word you accept the fact that it's a good policy. So Henry, I'm
Yes.
coming to you. Is the subsidy removal a good policy or is coming at the wrong time? So when is the right time?
You just got the statement quickly. It is the right decision at the wrong time. Now, let me say this, and I have no apologies for saying this. All the presidents or presidential candidates who have done so would have planned to remove subsidy, but would not have implemented it the same way Tinubu did. But I understand with Tinubu again, because like Shabaya raised, there are some big shots that are enjoying this whole thing. Why have you asked yourself why Buhari was not able to implement that stuff? There are big shots. There are people who are enjoying subsidy. You get, because okay, right now there's 50% rebate for people to travel. Sure, a lot of people are not enjoying that thing, but yet the government will take a big chunk of money. They have a lot of money. They will send to transport workers. Somebody will be there to fleece that money away, to finish that money, and that's why Nigerians are not getting. So that is the way subsidy is. Monies are being marked. Yes, we are going to give it to this person, but where are the monies? What are they doing with the money? So my issue with Tinubu is that, okay, you would have planned now. Sit down, plan. Tell us this is what I'm going to do. Sit down with strategies. But I mean, he did something we call a spontaneous reaction in political competition. It is spontaneous. And let me tell you something. One thing we've been debating in my political class is that what he did actually changed a lot of things in the country within 24 hours. And that's the power of the president. Now, most of our Nigerian presidents do not understand these things. That is why people like Obama have speech writers. They have people who write speeches for them in tandem with foreign policy, in tandem with the economy, so many things, share stocks. Oga did not know that. And his handlers were not so wise. Alaki and Co. did not think, or they thought when they wrote it for him, and scripts like he did not read the script. He did off script. And now we are facing problems because he's finding it hard to adjust anything.
Okay.
And like I'm sure you bring
I think I get you there. Let me go to Chabanya, talking about not thinking before implementing, or maybe probably the script was written for him. But he's a man that said this is life ambition, just like the former president that came contesting for 16 years. This one said it is life ambition. And I will tell you that this is like the first president that really has been planning to be president, that you can tell. But let me go to Chabanya. Like Henry said about planning and all those stuff. When this government came in, they talk about technocrats, bringing technocrats into administration. It's not going to be the usual stuff. So far, the ministerial appointment that we have, do we have technocrats in this government? The economic team, what can you say about, is there any renewed hope? Is there hope for Nigeria come 2024? Because whether we like it or not, 2023 is between just 3 days to go.
Okay. Like what Henry said, the day that you were swearing into power, You just announced that subsidy is gone. You and who discussed that? You can't just sit down and decide for this country alone. That is why you have ministers. You have other members of your council. You don't just remove subsidy like that. You need to sit down, design this thing. You have a roadmap that will lead you to this so that you achieve. You can't just sit down and say, okay, subsidy is gone. After that, okay, we're going to give palliative to people. No, this is like what Henry said, spontaneous. There was no critical study about this subsidy removal. Sit with your ministers after appointing them, discuss with the Minister of Petroleum, how are we going to do this? You can't just have all the knowledge. You need support. This is where he got it wrong. This is where the whole thing crashed.
I think
in the next 3 months, this is what we want to achieve. In the next 5 months, this is what we want to achieve. The next 7 months, this is what we want to achieve. Put this thing on paper, follow it step by step. If it is not working, change direction immediately.
I think we've not even gotten a leader in Nigeria that will come up with time frame like 5 months. All we have is like 2020 something, 20 something, and they don't even keep to it. Look at power
Yes.
sector. We're talking about 10,000 megawatts as of 2010. As we're talking 2023, we are yet to have 7,000 megawatts in Nigeria. But that's, by the way, we are almost running out of time. So I don't know, Henry, let's go to River State. The political issue in River State. What's your take? The present broker
Well,
peace. What's your take?
I follow everybody to say that the president have any constitutional duty to River State, except when River State is maybe in a state of dire need of emergency rule. We saw that back in the days of Obasanjo. But right now, it's just a political crisis between father and son, and you came into the fray. Buhari is, I said Buhari now. Tinubu is showing us tendency of being a dictator, and we will not see it. But in the other side, because I am also of the school of thought of Tinubu, because I am actually studying his lifestyle. He's a political and whatsoever style. If you look at it as a political communication student or as a political student, you will understand that the guy is the serious politician Nigeria has ever had. And like you said earlier, this man has been vying to be Nigeria's president for the longest, no longer than Buhari. Because if you see the way he has gone about doing his things, how he has cajoled people and brought people to himself, you understand that he's a player of the game that understand that I might not get what he now, but I will get it in the future. And what he does is to smooth his way to the top. Now, what he is doing right now for Rivers might not occur to people that is something good, but it's something that has to do with 2027. Because, okay, what kind of deal would that be? These people decamp to your party. He didn't say they should go back. Your status quo instead is that, okay, we will draw the impeachment and you, Fubara, you will go and sign. Recently, just yesterday or the day yesterday, Fubara is telling that he didn't sign it. Well, you will see it. We all will see the way it will end. I think that we is a power, very hungry for power, and is somebody that cannot do without being on top. That's something with him. I don't know if it's something for the South, but Jonathan did not show that. Jonathan relinquished power.
Okay, sorry to cut you short. Sorry to cut you short because indeed your network is really cracking. So Shabanya, let's have your take on the rivers crisis.
This is a serious problem. But I don't think this problem is more than what we are facing in the remaining state. Rivers State is just one. We have other states that are 35 for the president to look at. You have issues. The president has so many issues to settle.
Rivers State
like what we
is one of the leading oil producing states in Nigeria. So should the president ignore Rivers State?
Not ignoring, but going into the issue with all his mind, with all his chest. That's what I have issues with.
Is that not like nipping it in the bud before it escalates beyond? Yeah, because so far you can't say that lives have been lost. So is it not better that it's just properties like the House of Assembly so far?
What I'm trying to say is that is why you have people, you have ministers, you have other people in your council. Constitute a committee. Are we together? Constitute a committee.
Okay.
Constitute a committee. Can be 5-man or 10-man committee that will go and sit down and look at this issue. Not just going there yourself. Yes, Harry has already said it all. This man is planning towards 2027. Our leaders in Nigeria, they are very smart. We don't have, in other countries, I don't think, Nigeria is #1 in the world when we talk about politics. But they don't play it the way it's supposed to be. Yes, they don't play it the way it's
But you see, maybe the method in which the president is going about it may not be, maybe the agreement is where you have the issue, but him coming to play, don't you think it's better than setting up committee upon committee that will find time to spend a month, you don't see any report? Are we not used to committees that don't bring reports? Henry, are you good to speak to us? We understand Henry is having serious network issues, but okay. But Shabayan, like I'm saying,
okay.
The president coming in just nipped it in the bud and setting up a committee that will take hours and days. They are politicians, like you said, and they know the issues. They say agreement is agreement. All right, everyone, you're watching City Reports Retrospect 2023, looking at the issues across the country. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Let's take a breather.
To make a pronouncement. So everybody will have to be careful. You give somebody an umbrella, the next day he defects. EFCC will come, he said, no, let me join them. So EFCC will not be against. You carry the vote of another party, and you join another party. Can you transfer vote? You work hard for somebody to win the election. Tomorrow the president say, no, I have defect. If you are defecting, leave the seat. If you know it is easy.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back to your one and only exclusive retrospect on City Reports, where we are looking at 2023 events politically, things that have happened this year. And I have two great gentlemen still with me. I have Henry Amos joining me all the way from Bowen FM, Osun State. I have Shabanya joining me all the way from Kaduna State too. He's a journalist, a freelancer, and is based in Kaduna State. So before we went on that break, you were talking about River States and the issue in River State, how the president was handling it, Shabanya. And you talk about setting up a committee. And I felt setting up a committee, we are used to committee in this country that we don't have results. Committee upon committee, we have the 2014 confab that is there. We have a lot of reports that, but this one, the president coming in to step into the situation. Is it like the approach, or the president should not even be part of it? Because he said we have 35 states that the president should be focusing on. Shabanya, I'm with you.
Yes, before we went off, you mentioned one critical point. You raised one critical point that Rivers State is one of the highest oil producing state. So the president would not like to allow such problem continuing in that state, because where the country is getting its own resources, I think, let me say 25% is coming from River State. So he's trying his possible best to see that issues like that in River State is handled with care, not allowing it to escalate to a different point where it will not be able to be tackled again. That is why he feels he needs to get there and sort things out. But for me, if you ask me, I feel the president should not get himself in that issue. You have people around you that you can delegate. Okay, go and do this. Make sure that these things are in place. Settle the case without you mentioning a word. That is why I keep saying it. That is why you have what? Council. You have council. NEG, you normally hold meetings. So you can discuss these issues there. Get people that will go, credible people that will go and talk about this thing. Those people involved, call them together and sort things out without you saying anything.
Henry, you heard Chabanya. We had a president, the immediate past president, who will give directive, and I don't know that the IG of police did not go to do this and do that. Should we go back to the era of the former president setting up committee or sending people to go and interface and we don't have any reports? Do you agree with Chabanya on this?
On one side, I don't want to disagree, but I think it's better to do your dirty jobs yourself, because we've seen how people just bite the finger. The issue we're talking about presently, we're talking about Wike giving power to Fubara, and now Fubara turning his back against him. We don't know the true state of the story, but that's what the story is all like. And I think Tinubu is somebody who wants to do his dealings by himself. That's why he comes to us as a dictator. But it's the best way to go about this particular thing, because everybody has vested interest. Everybody has vested interest. You talk about a committee right now. And look, let's even cut it. Buhari and Tinubu, who would you prefer? I think I prefer Tinubu right now, because the way his approach to things is direct. Although, where I will now side with my brother is that we have 35 states. Yes, we have 52. Every other state has its own little issues. Why don't you go there and settle it? Tano is having small. Go there. The guy has developed a lot of things. Go and put mouth and let's see if it really. But like you also said again, Rivers is at the centerpiece of Nigeria. We can't afford to have Rivers in limbo. If Rivers is in limbo, all that bragadosh that they are doing as budget will not come to pass, because most of our money is coming. That is why Wike was bugaing every time. He knows how important Rivers is. Rivers is a very important state to Nigeria. So I think it's good that he's doing it, but constitutionally, it's not right. Baba is just overstepping his bounds. And I'm sure he's doing this because he's altruistic, but because of the conviviality between Rivers' monies and the forthcoming election and so many other things.
So, Chabanya, outside the financial gain in Rivers State, you and Henry is also towing that line of the political interest in Rivers State about 2027. How does Rivers State affect the president? How many votes did they actually give the president in this last election?
I can't really say when it comes to vote how many votes came from Rivers State for Tinubu. But if you see, Wike is a very schemer, how to play politics. Wike did not announce that he is not with PDP, but Wike is a minister under the president of APC. Just look at this critical. So Wike is trying to protect Rivers for Tinubu come 2027. Because whether we like it or not, Tinubu will go for second time and he will get it. Unless something happens that no human can handle. So Wike is, I don't want to say something, but Wike is trying to protect Rivers. You should allow Fubara to. Fubara is the governor. You've ruled for 8 years. Now you're a minister. Why can't you allow the present governor to play his own part? Why are you're just, it's like you're eating with your friend. He has his own plate. You have your own plate of food. You're eating, but you're still eyeing the plate of your friend. That is why we are having so
I
many
think
issues in
the
Nigeria.
minister for FCT came out and said this is about structure. Is that you can go and say whatever you're saying, that is just protecting the structure, that you cannot pull the ladder that you climb. So you don't pull it because other people too will need it to climb. So is it not what he's trying to protect?
Can I come in a little?
Okay, Eric, I'll come to you.
Yesterday, I was listening to a former interview that Amechi granted, and when I listened to it, it opened my eyes to why Wike is doing a lot of things. Like you said, structure. Amechi said he regretted Wike, the choice of Wike, because it was another person that actually recommended Wike. That's according to him in one of his interview with channels, I think. And he said he regretted that move. This one, clearly he said it, he regretted that move. That's one of his political dooms. And I'm sure that Wike knows that there are other gladiators that, look, I have to guard this structure sacrosanktly. If not, I will be rubbished. That is what is at the back of Wike's mind. You like it or not. You get, so that is why he's talking about a ladder that was climbed, this, that. When I was listening to that stuff, Amechi was talking about how that he took him off his cabinet, and they were talking about they were dealing with somebody who had mental issues, and they had to now send him to the federal to become a minister. And from that federal, being a minister, that was where he gained his wings, and then came back to become what he is right now. So I'm telling you this, Wike is guarding the structure. Like you said, there's a structure. And even me, I don't have a problem with what Wike is doing. Because if you don't guard the structure, you'll be useless. We've seen a lot of them. Amechi, where is he? He's been silent.
But
he's been silent.
We've seen this situation. We even saw this Wike himself going to Edo State to campaign against godfatherism. So why do politicians eat their cake and have it, or go back to their vomit? Shabanya, can you have a say before Eric comes in?
I said it earlier. You've played your part. The structure that you said you put in place. If somebody came and did not follow that structure and he did well, that is what the people want. So your structure will not continue.
Doing well. Now you're speaking generally, but these are politicians.
Yes. If that your structure that you put in place, and somebody came and he saw that this structure is not in line with my own manifestos, I get in it, and he decided to fine-tune your structure, not pulling it down totally, fine-tune it and put some icing to make it juicy. Is it not good? That is what the people want. Why do you want?
Sorry, I'll cut you short because I need Henry to interject what you just said. Chabanya is looking at structure in policy. Are you looking at it from that angle?
Let me tell you, the earlier we understand that politics is not about the greater good, but for vested interest, the better for us.
Is that your definition of politics?
Sir?
Is that your definition of politics?
Yes, that's my definition of politics. That
it's not for the
everywhere.
Greater good for others, or you're looking at it from the politician's point of view?
No, even me now, I've bought into that definition. Look, they've told us that democracy is the government for the people, of the people. That's book. But what we're facing in Nigeria right now, that is what democracy is all about. That's what politics is all about. It's about the vested interest of these people. They don't care about you. Look at
no permanent friend, no permanent enemy.
There is nothing like that. There is nothing of that nature. We've seen people decamp, cross-carpet move. Like, we're talking about Wike right now. We don't even know where his allegiance is. And I am so shocked that PDP can be so daft and nobody is reacting. Like, the guy is a demigod.
Okay,
It's a political.
that take me to the next question. So we'll round up this issue on River State. Do we have opposition in this country right now? Because like you said, PDP is not sanctioning wike, they are not saying anything. Do we have opposition, Shabanya?
I will tell you with strong voice that we don't have opposition. Let me give you a case study of Kaduna State. Over like 5 local government chairmen now, PDP, are all decamping to APC. The local government that I reside now, that is Chukun local government in Kaduna State. The chairman of that local government is PDP. That chairman received, they questioned him like almost every day. He received query like almost every day. He received suspension like almost once in a month. Okay? So he decided if he should continue like this, he's not looking at the interests of the people. Okay? He's looking at his own interests. What will I gain after being the chairman of this local government? He decided to decamp to APC. Okay? He decided to decamp. Is it for the interest of the people? No. If it is for the interest of the people, he will remain in PDP and do what he's supposed to do for the people. But he decided to decamp so that he will stay long in power.
So,
and now if you go through...
Okay, go on. I thought you were done.
If you enter the local government, all what you see is APC. All his followers now are APC. So we don't have opposition. That is why things are happening. The media is even quiet. The media is quiet because the opposition are supposed to be the ones using the media well, but they don't use the media. Who will stand up and talk? Opposition is very important in government, but as it is now like this, we don't have strong opposition.
Henry, what's your take? We don't have strong opposition. What's the way forward?
Well, the way forward, PDP should put its acts together. I was hearing, okay, maybe there will be a measure between people and that. It's not going to work, actually. But what I see right now is fight within the NNPP, fight within Labour Party, fight within PDP. These are supposedly the opposition that we have. We don't have opposition. Tinubu is a very critical thinker. He's a beautiful politician. I love his ideology. I will study his ideology. There is no way out for opposition in Nigeria with Tinubu's mentality. He has taken hold of the legislature, the judiciary. I don't want to say anything, but the executive is with him. These two arms of government are with him. You cannot do anything as opposition. Even the media right now is under his own.
What about the civil society group? What about labor?
Everybody, what we need right now is these people get your acts together. There is no way forward, though. Get your acts together. Come and criticize constructively what the state is doing that is not right, and then maybe move on there.
I don't know if you just take the ball now to interview me to give my own point of view, but if I tell you there is no opposition in Nigeria right now, we can speak on a point of authority that 2027 there is no opposition. Anybody campaigning for anybody, if Tinubu is on the ballot in 2027, it's either you're doing it to collect money, but if you're doing it like a true Nigeria, then you're wasting your time. If you're doing it as someone that I believe in Nigeria, I want to go out and cast my vote, you're wasting your time. Because if you look at all the political index and everything that played before the election, for this man to emerge as the president of Nigeria, with all the factors and the sitting president looking as if they're working against him, he succeeded. Now he's on the seat. Who is going to stop him? Just like Shabanya said, except something extraordinary happens that's beyond human comprehension, but that is contesting that someone will stand against him. Where is the opposition? Wike is playing the dirty politics in PDP, because as long as Tinubu is concerned, like Henry said, his ideology, his policies, he has seized everything. No opposition, because wike will continue to be in PDP to torment PDP. They will never have opportunity to come together to hold meetings that will have strong grounds to fight against the sitting president in policies that are not fair to the country. Then go to Labour. Labour is already in disarray because Obi will not even see the tickets 2027. They will make sure they expel him out of the party before that time, because the Apapa-led team will continue to frustrate the party. Now, this is not just the party being in this limbo. Is the sitting government actually playing this politics? These people are paid to keep the party in disarray, and that's how it's going to be. Then what about Labour? Labour is already compromised. You go for agreement, you sit with the president, and the president make a U-turn 360. Nothing is happening. You say you're bringing out buses. Okay, recently you have the Christmas palliative for free transport and all those stuff. I don't know. I don't really know if the trains are working, as I said. The buses, I don't know any reports of any media house covering anything like that. But where are those buses? If there were buses for palliative when the subsidy removal was removed, it would have been easy to monitor these things, that the palliative buses are moving, carrying people from one place to another. So that's just a few of my thoughts about what we expect in 2027. But now, before we round up, I'd like to get your take on the Ondo political boaha right now, Henry. We're seeing the play of Buhari 90 days out of Nigeria and other stuff playing in Ondo State. What is going on? Is this how we play politics? Personal
Well,
interest above general interest?
presently, let me be the one to break the bad news. Sahara report is already reporting that Akeredolu is dead.
I saw
That he
a
has been
news
confirmed
breaking
dead.
like that, but I did not open it to check what is happening.
Yeah. So one of my colleagues just sent it, and he sent it on his blog, and I read, and well, it's a bit convincing since he's coming from Sahara that he died here in Lagos. You see, this life, I planned on talking about this whole thing, and while I was coming around, I was thinking about natural cause. You see, few years ago, when Yaradua was in this same issue, Akeredolu was one of those people who was saying that, look, Oga, you are incapacitated, your health is bad, this, that. Please hand over to your deputy, to your vice president. Now the table's turned. See, that's why these politicians, you need to understand that in as much as you are dealing with humans and you want to have all your interests intact, let's understand that there is a natural cause. There is a supernatural being. There is the law of karma. I don't know what you believe in. Now, it has come to the time when we want Akeredolu to give Ayatiwa the baton, and it's becoming an issue. And then we saw the governor, the president again, entering this one. Now, I don't have any issue with Tinubu coming in to wade into this issue because it is party. And by virtue, he is the party leader since he's the president. He's the #1 party leader. Forget about Ganduje and his charlatans, you understand? So, but the case there is basically that this man has been sick, and there is a constitution to that. I don't know. I don't want to go deep into it so that I give my brother time to talk about it. But if there is a constitutional framework for all these things, what then are we waiting for? Why should the House not talk to you, Baba? Okay, calm down. Instead, the National Assembly, or the State Assembly, sorry, was saying they want to impeach him. Instead, some of his stooge, Akeredolu's stooge, because I am sure that Akeredolu is not as strong as people are saying. It's his wife and other people, some SSA, people are just looking at, okay, since this guy is incapacitated, let us do so thing to help our own political, you understand? And these things have happened. I think in Adamawa or Yola, where the governor, I think he died or something, he had a plane crash.
That was Taraba.
You get Taraba, right? Taraba, yeah. So, I mean, Nigeria, our people, we have issues with power. We want to hold on to power, and that's not the right thing. The guy was incapacitated, and right now we are hearing, we're getting feelers that even before he handed over the power, like some few weeks ago, there were people who were using his signature to cut away a lot of money. The deputy governor coming in as acting governor had to put in some things, to cover, to block some of the loopholes. But if his death is what is true right now, I'm sure Ondo State will mourn, Nigeria will mourn for Akeredolu. Akeredolu has been a very strong politician in this country.
Yeah.
We will miss him, we'll miss his style of politics. But then let's forge ahead. Either Tijuana needs to hold this state, the party, and whoever together for Ondo people to move forward.
So we just pray and hope that the breaking news is not actually true, because we've seen that a lot wrong during Buhari time. Let it just be one of those political games. We don't want to pray that it's true, but whatever, coming at the time when the year is almost rounding up, what a way for Ondo people to begin a new year. But let's just leave it at that until we confirm the news to be true, that there's a breaking news that the governor of Ondo State is dead, but we can't confirm it yet. But once we do that, City Report will break it for you. And also, Chabayan is offline, so we'll just take one or two, then we call it a short for tonight. So,
Okay.
like we're talking about the policies of this government, let's look at 2024, because this retrospect, looking at the political policies of the government and everything. 2024 is before us. What should Nigerians be expecting from the signs that you're seeing?
Well,
Are there hope?
there is hope. I still believe there is hope. In the words of Wole Soyinka, he said that, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting directly verbatim. He's saying that it's too early to actually question the government of Tinubu right now. That if we look at his transitions, he does not talk until after a year or so. Well, let's give him the element of doubt. 2024 is already here. He's just 7 months in. In 2024, maybe by April, May, we should know where this country is headed. But I still don't agree. Anything that's going to be good, you see it from the first steps.
Say super
Although
sweet now from this thing, you go know.
exactly, it has not been sweet. It's not good because the World Health Organization just said that
or dance we go sweet now from first step, now you go no.
yes, I think the one of the International Monetary Fund or something, one of the international organizations said something about Nigeria, and they said that the fuel price of, is it 600 or 700, is still small. That's to tell you that
IMF now they're asking World Bank, they're asking the president to remove the 15. So as we speak right now, the government is still subsidizing fuel by 15 naira.
Can you imagine?
Because
and we're still feeling
if you move across the country, like Chabayan was saying earlier, thank God you're back. Maybe you have network issue. 700 in some places, 680 in some places, 688 in some places. So yet the IMF is telling us that the government should remove 15 naira. That officially is 750.
imagine.
And we know that once they remove that, the marketers will go to 8 something. They keep ahead of the government. So, but before we round up, Chabayan, before you went off, Eric was talking about the this thing, breaking news from on those states. And I don't know if you have any detail on that, but let's look at the political situation in Ondo. We have a government that is a governor that is sick for months, and they smuggle him in to come as answer present, and you take him out. These are the same people that will say ghost workers. Hello, Shabaya, can you hear me?
I think Shabana is
Okay,
facing
maybe
little.
he's still having network issue, but once you have your network, you can let us know. So Henry, like I was asking Chabaya, these are people that tell you ghost worker. But when it comes to them, they tell you that the governor or the president can operate from anywhere.
You see, I don't want to bring in Kuka's statements of
We're
yesterday,
actually going to
but
go to that, but you can bring it in now.
sure, but I'm trying to land a point. The major issue with Nigeria is the institutionalized corruption. Corruption is deep rooted in Nigerians, both our leaders and us ourselves. So every time, like I started earlier today, we try to scheme a way. We have all this Japa syndrome and so on and so forth. You can close a border. Nigerian will look for a way. Averagely, that's Nigerians for you. Averagely, so it's new. It's not new. It's not new. They brought up the law that says a governor is immune, so that you can't even challenge a governor, a sitting governor. You can't do anything to him. He's stealing funds. You can't say anything because he's the holy goat. Nothing can happen to him. So I mean, it's not new. It's not new.
All right, it's not new. Like we are saying, Henry has been very, 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 very up to the task, giving us all the exciting and insights that we need to know about 2023 politics. We've looked at the 2023 general elections, look at the crisis in Rivers State, look at the policies of the present government and the ministers, and looking at 2024, if there are hope for Nigerians to hang up to, because this government actually came with the mantra of renewed hope. And but before I let you go, I was almost doing roundup, but there were off-season elections in 3 states in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi. What's your general take of those elections compared to the presidential and the earlier elections that took place in February?
I think there was no difference. I even can tell you that it was worse because in Kogi State we had a lot of issues. Imo, the NLC president, what they did to the NLC president is something that I don't want to talk about. Like, no. If you want to judge 2023 election or 2027 by what we saw from those 3 off-cycle elections, no, it's bad. Because what I want Nigeria to do is probably there's a way we are going to stop these off-cycle elections, because no, they are bloody. They are not the elections we witnessed in 2023. It's better that the whole country is doing an election at the same time. You understand? And we get to know our leaders, because it seems like the whole country will now focus on those 3 places, on those few places. And then you'll be seeing soldiers, the intake of soldiers in that place, security personnel, monies that will be going into that place. People will just, I don't know. Those places, you are in Imo, thank God you are in Imo. You tell us more about how Imo was just a hotbed for just how many days of election?
Actually, the constitution, because these are off-season election, because the constitution says you should organize election 90 days before.
Yes.
So the INEC cannot act against the law. So
true.
so
I am
that way
saying
the
true.
off-season elections will continue to go on. So it's how we can improve on it that should be our focus.
Let me say this. There's no way we are improving on it. When Nigerian politicians will see it as a do or die affair, off-season elections to us is a sign of how strong a party will be in the next so year. The Osun Ekiti election was what told us that, okay, this is how 2023, it forecasted how 2023 election will be. Now, 2023 presidential election will forecast this other election, look at it now. All the incumbent governors went back in a way. Uzodinma got his this thing. Your state, Diri, he got back. And then you are talking about Kogi State. Craze, just they worry people. What's his name? Yaya went back because that guy is his stooge, whether we like it or not.
Maybe what happened in River State that is happening in River State now, we may likely see what's happening in River State in Kogi State very soon.
Until we see that thing happening, it's still the same thing that is going on.
Okay, Shabaya, welcome back. We're about rounding up. We are having an issue. Hope you're good now.
Yeah, I'm good now.
We're actually rounding up. We talk about the 3 off-season election. Henry just told us that there was no different at all with the 3 off-season election that happened in Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo. So what's your take on that? Maybe we'll be running up with that. Hello, Chabaya. Okay, it seems Chabaya's network is very bad. Okay, I think this is where we'll be calling it off for tonight. I want to thank Chabaya Kantiok, who joined us all the way from Kaduna. He's a freelance journalist and media personnel, actually. So, Chabaya, thank you very much for your inputs. Well noted. Then Henry Amos also joined me all the way from Osun State, from Bowen Radio. Henry is a journalist and a research fellow. Henry, thank you very much. Your input were, which word do I use?
Whatever. Thank you for having the show.
So the peak of you have reached the, is it the horizon or the echelon? What the profession? I'm just turning everything upside down now because I don't know what to say. But thank you very much for your inputs. Wishing you the best of 2023 and 2024 ahead. I hope maybe we can have another one by 30th or 31st of December to round up the year, where we look at the year generally and say thank you to God for keeping us alive. But before you do that, you can just send your shout outs.
Okay, well, I want to say thank you so much to City Report. City Report has been engaging. It has engaged me to really go into this political analysis so well. I am a student of political communication, actually, political and health communication. So it has helped me to really look at perspectives, look at things so well. And I hope that in 2024, we'll be doing this more often with you. I pray for City Report that City Report will be going from high to high to high.
Get to the echelon.
To the top echelon, yes. Thank you so much for giving me.
Thank you very much, always standing by us or making yourself available. I remember the first conversation we had around the same Osun election earlier. Was it this year or last year? Last year, right? It was last year. Yeah, and all your predictions and analysis came to pass just as you said them. So thank you very much. We hope to see more of this and our viewers joining us that watched this broadcast all around the country and beyond. Thank you very much. My name is Pierre Frederick. We have other editions coming up tomorrow. We'll be looking at the removal of subsidy and how it affects businesses in Nigeria. So I will have Mr. Good News Joseph joining me tomorrow to look at this. So thank you, Henry. God bless you. Do have a great night. Bye-bye, everyone.
To make a pronouncement. So everybody will have to be careful. You give somebody an umbrella, the next day he defects. EFCC will come, he said, no, let me join them. So EFCC will not be against. You carry the vote of another party and you join another party. Can you transfer vote? You work hard for somebody to win the election. Tomorrow the person say, no, I have defect. If you are defecting, leave the seat. If you know it is easy.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.